Introduction. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today, we will be exploring one of the most complex and important systems in the human body, the nervous system. The nervous system is responsible for coordinating and controlling all bodily functions, from breathing and heartbeat to thinking and moving. It is truly amazing how our bodies are wired to carry out all these functions, and the nervous system plays a crucial role in making that possible. Components of the nervous system. The nervous system is one of the most complex systems in the human body. It consists of the brain, spinal cord, and a network of nerves that extend throughout the body. The nervous system is responsible for sending, receiving, and processing information. It controls everything from basic bodily functions like breathing and heartbeat to more complex tasks like thought and movement. The brain is the control center of the nervous system. It is a complex organ that is responsible for processing information received from the senses, controlling movement, and regulating bodily functions. The brain is divided into different regions, each with a specific function. These regions include the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is responsible for processing sensory information, initiating voluntary movement, and regulating higher mental functions like language, thought, and memory. The cerebellum is located at the base of the brain and is responsible for coordinating movement, balance, and posture. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and is responsible for regulating basic bodily functions like breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. The spinal cord is a long, thin bundle of nerves that extends from the brainstem to the lower back. It is responsible for transmitting signals between the brain and the rest of the body. The spinal cord is protected by the vertebrae, or bones, of the spine. The nervous system also includes a network of nerves that extends throughout the body. These nerves are responsible for transmitting signals between the brain and the rest of the body. There are two types of nerves in the nervous system: sensory nerves and motor nerves. Sensory nerves carry information from the senses, like touch, taste, and smell, to the brain. Motor nerves carry signals from the brain to the muscles, allowing us to move. The nervous system is incredibly complex, and even small disruptions in its function can have serious consequences. Disorders of the nervous system include Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and epilepsy, among many others. In this video, we will explore the nervous system in greater detail, examining its components, functions, and disorders. We will also discuss the latest research in the field and how it is shaping our understanding of the brain and nervous system. So if you're curious about the nervous system and want to learn more about this fascinating part of the human body, be sure to tune in to this video. You won't want to miss it. 2. The brain. The nervous system consists of two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, which includes the brain and spinal cord, is responsible for processing and integrating sensory input, coordinating motor output, and controlling many of the body's functions. The peripheral nervous system consists of all the nerves that extend out from the brain and spinal cord and transmit signals to and from the rest of the body. The brain is the control center of the nervous system and is responsible for many complex functions, including consciousness, perception, memory, and emotion. It is made up of many specialized regions that work together to process sensory input, control motor output, and coordinate the body's internal functions. Some of the major regions of the brain include the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is responsible for many of the brain's higher functions, such as conscious thought, sensation, and voluntary movement. It is divided into two hemispheres, each of which is further divided into four lobes: the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. Each lobe is specialized for different functions, such as motor control, sensory perception, language, and vision. The cerebellum is located at the back of the brain and is responsible for coordinating movement and maintaining balance and posture. It receives information from the sensory systems, the spinal cord, and other parts of the brain and uses this information to regulate motor output. The brainstem is located at the base of the brain and connects the brain to the spinal cord. It is responsible for many of the body's automatic functions, such as breathing, heart rate, and digestion. It also contains many important centers that regulate consciousness, sleep, and other vital functions. The peripheral nervous system is responsible for transmitting signals to and from the central nervous system and controlling many of the body's functions. It is divided into two main branches, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements and sensory perception, while the autonomic nervous system controls many of the body's automatic functions, such as heart rate, digestion, and breathing. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into two branches, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight response, which prepares the body to respond to stress or danger. It increases heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration, and decreases digestion and other non-essential functions. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is responsible for the rest and digest response, which promotes relaxation and digestion. It decreases heart rate and respiration and increases digestion and other non-essential functions. Overall, the nervous system is an incredibly complex and important system that controls many of the body's functions and allows us to interact with the world around us. Understanding how the brain and nerves work can help us better understand ourselves and the world we live in. 3. The nerves. The nervous system is responsible for coordinating and controlling all the body's functions, including movement, sensation, and thought. It is composed of two main parts, the central nervous system, CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, PNS. The CNS includes the brain and spinal cord, while the PNS includes all the nerves that extend from the CNS to the rest of the body. The brain is the most complex and important part of the nervous system. It is responsible for interpreting and processing sensory information from the body and the environment, as well as controlling movement and regulating the body's functions. The brain is divided into several regions that have specific functions, such as the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is responsible for voluntary movements, sensation, thought, and consciousness. It is divided into two hemispheres, each of which is further divided into four lobes: the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. Each lobe has specific functions, such as the frontal lobe's role in decision-making and planning, and the parietal lobe's role in processing sensory information. The cerebellum is located beneath the cerebrum and is responsible for coordinating movement and balance. It receives sensory information from the body and sends signals to the muscles to control movement. The brainstem is located beneath the cerebrum and connects the brain to the spinal cord. It regulates essential functions such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. The PNS is responsible for transmitting sensory information from the body to the CNS and transmitting signals from the CNS to the muscles and organs. It is divided into two main branches, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements, while the autonomic nervous system controls involuntary functions such as breathing, heart rate, and digestion. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight response, which prepares the body for action in response to stress or danger. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the rest and digest response, which slows down the body's functions and promotes relaxation. Overall, the nervous system is essential for the proper functioning of the body and allows us to interact with our environment and experience the world around us. Understanding the different parts and functions of the nervous system can help us appreciate its complexity and importance in our daily lives. IV. The autonomic nervous system. The nervous system also includes the autonomic nervous system, ANS, which controls involuntary bodily functions such as heart rate, breathing, and digestion. The ANS is divided into two branches, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight response, which prepares the body for action in response to a perceived threat. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is responsible for the rest and digest response, which helps the body to relax and recover. V. The endocrine system. The nervous system also works in tandem with the endocrine system, which is responsible for producing and regulating hormones in the body. The hypothalamus and pituitary gland in the brain are particularly important in regulating the endocrine system. V. Common nervous system disorders. Unfortunately, the nervous system is also susceptible to a variety of disorders and diseases. Some of the most common nervous system disorders include Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and epilepsy. These conditions can greatly affect a person's quality of life and may require ongoing treatment and care. Conclusion. And there you have it, a brief overview of the nervous system. It is truly amazing how our bodies are wired to carry out all these functions, and the nervous system plays a crucial role in making that possible. From the brain and nerves to the autonomic nervous system and endocrine system, all these components work together to ensure that our body functions properly and efficiently. I hope you found this video informative, and thank you for watching.